Hello there. So, this is going to be introduction to Course in Miracles. Um, I'm just going to give you a quick little background on it, and then I'll go ahead and read through the introduction and yeah. So what is this book? How did it come to be? It's a pretty interesting story. There were two psychologists at the University of Columbia, or Columbia University, Helen Schuman and William Thetford. I guess I don't know the full story. I read it one time, but they were kind of like rivals. They had like a conflict going, and they kind of one of them got real frustrated, and they were like, there's got to be a better way. And the other one, I think Helen Schuman, she was like, you know what, I'll help you find a better way. And shortly after that, she started hearing a voice in her head that claimed to be Jesus, and dictated A Course in Miracles to them. And she told William Thetford, and he asked him what he thought she should do, and he basically said, well, we should probably do what the voice says and dictate this out. So that's where it came from. And it took him like 7 years, and this huge ass volume was the result. And yeah, it's just, and I don't think either of them were religious really, but it's really not a religious text. It uses Christian terminology, but it's really a book of spirituality, of awakening, of more like mysticism, like it's like Christian mysticism basically. So yeah, that's how it came to be. It's a pretty interesting story. Um, and it's really remarkably good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing a so the text consists of three parts. Well, the whole course consists of three parts. There's like the text, which is like a really long, basically laying out all the principles, and you know it's really just set up. It's kind of almost like a slow deprogramming of your mind, basically, of the monkey brain. Basically, try and deprogram it to see like the deeper truth of reality. So that's the text, and then there's a workbook for students, which is I believe 365 lessons, one for each day of the year. So it's a year long. Um, if you miss a day or whatever, you just pick it up the next day. It's not like a, it's not like a, if you miss one, you miss one. It's just do it as you can. But don't do more than one exercise a day to catch up. Just, if you get behind, you get behind. It just takes you an extra day or two or whatever. Or even if you take a week off, takes you an extra week. It's whatever. Go at your own pace. Just don't rush through it, At least not the exercises. They're meant to like be one a day. And so I'm gonna start doing a daily exercise video if anybody wants to follow along. I've actually done them all. Well, and not all of them. I'm on like less than 300 out of 365 almost. So I'm almost through them all, but I have read the whole text once. And yeah, so I kind of wanted to read it again, and also give it as a, offer it to other people who want to participate and listen. So all that being said, I'll go ahead and this is also there's two different versions. There's like an I don't know, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the ACIM Foundation or something like that. Or something. Oh, actually I have a copy right here. So this one's from the Foundation for Inner Peace, and it's technically copyrighted. So I can't read from that one, but this one is open. So this is the original text, and this one's open, free, open like whatever license, you can download the PDF for this for free. So I'll link that. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the difference. I have looking between the two. I've never noticed a difference. I'm sure there's something, but yeah, this is like the older version that's like available free online. And one of the complaints I've heard from people is that it uses like male, like he, him, pronouns, which, if that's a problem for you, just keep an open mind. It's just as if it's, just consider them gender neutral if that helps you. But trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about it, but I'll just go ahead and read the intro and stuff. So, Course in Miracles text. So forward. This course is a beginning, not an end. Your friend goes with you. You are not alone. No one who calls on him can call in vain. Whatever troubles you, be certain that he has the answer and will gladly give it to you if you simply turn to him and ask it of him. He will not withhold all the answers that you need for anything that seems to trouble you. He knows the way to solve all problems and resolves all doubts. His certainty is yours. You need but ask it of him, and it will be given you. You are as certain of arriving home as is the pathway of the sun laid down before it rises, after it is set, and in the half-lit hours in between. Indeed, your pathway is more certain still, for it cannot be possible to change the course of those whom God has called to him. Therefore, obey your will and follow him whom you accepted as your voice, to speak of what you really want and really need. His is the voice for God, and also yours, and thus he speaks of freedom and of truth. So with these words, A Course in Miracles concludes its prescribed curriculum of 365 daily lessons. And it is with these words, too, that we begin our study. A Course in Miracles, often called just the Course, is an educational program for retraining the mind that is spiritual rather than religious. In its perspective, although it uses Christian terminology, the Course expresses a universal experience, and its underlying ontology is reminiscent of ancient refrains, echoing the world's most hallowed traditions. The Course is pragmatic in its method, and its aim is a peaceful mind. Knowledge is not the motivation for learning this course, peace is. Although its ideology is sophisticated, the Course frequently emphasizes its simplicity. The story of the Course began when, in the midst of an environment of intense competition and negative attitudes, Columbia University research psychologist Dr. William T. Thetford decided he had had enough and declared to his colleague, Dr. Helen Schuman, "There must be another way, and I'm determined to find it." Dr. Schuman vowed to help him. What ensued was a dramatic progression of waking dreams for Schuman, which culminated in October 1965 with her experience of a voice which spoke clearly in her mind, saying, "This is A Course in Miracles. Please take notes." With Thetford's support and assistance in transcribing her shorthand notes, Schuman took down some 1,500 typewritten pages of A Course in Miracles over a period of 7 years. As described in greater detail in Appendix 2, Schuman did not claim to be the author of the material herself. As she often explained, she heard a kind of inner dictation and she felt compelled to write it down, even though at times she disagreed with the content and resisted the process. The voice which spoke through Helen clearly identified himself as Jesus. Nonetheless, one need not be Christian nor accept Christianity's traditional doctrines to benefit from the teachings of the Course. Indeed, traditional Christians will at first find many of the pronouncements contained in this work to be startling and perhaps unbelievable. Persistence and open-mindedness will nevertheless be rewarded. The dictation of the Course was completed in September 1972 and resulted in 3 volumes: the text, the workbook for students, and the manual for teachers. As the development of the material progressed, Schuman and Thetford faced the formidable task of organizing what would become A Course in Miracles. They divided the text into chapters and sections, which gave titles to each, and they removed a great deal of material from the early chapters, material they believed was meant for them personally, not for the course. The edition that resulted from those efforts is the book you hold in your hands. This edition of A Course in Miracles is sometimes referred to as the Hugh Lynn Casey. Contains the unabridged text volume of the course as it was completed by Schuman and Thetford in 1972. It also contains the workbook for students and the manual for teachers, which have been taken from the original typescript and often called the Urtext, a German term meaning original version. Great care has been taken in dealing with the editorial issues presented by the original typed manuscript. The only changes that have been made to the edition of the course as completed by Schuman and Thetford have been to correct obvious typographic errors and misspellings, to modernize and render consistent pronunciation and capitalization, and to format the material for print publication. Apart from the simple paragraph numbering, which we include for ease of reference and navigation, nothing has been added to or omitted from the main body of the work. It seems clear that this edition is what Schuman and Thetford originally intended to be A Course in Miracles. However, in 1973, Ken Wapnick joined their small circle and expressed his belief that further editing was needed. Thetford withdrew from further detailed editorial work, and Schuman and Wapnick continued the editing process. Although with changes in paragraphing, punctuation, capitalization, and section titles, there was a great deal of line-by-line editing, as well as the removal of a fifth of the material in the first 5 chapters. In addition, a brief, newly dictated section, The Clarification of Terms, was added. This edition, published in 1975 by the Foundation for Inner Peace, became the course with which the world would become familiar. While we honor that edition of the course, we believe that much of the additional editing resulted in material that is often further removed from what Schuman had originally taken down. When encountering Schuman and Thetford's original edition, students frequently find fresh clarity as they read its wording or new understanding as they encounter passages that were not included in the 1975 edition. In the case of the eloquent and carefully worded dictation that Schuman received, it seems that the less is best rule applies, the less tampering, the better. The course frequently gives uncommon meanings to common words. For that reason, a glossary is provided in Appendix 1 to the text as an aid to the beginning student. A second appendix provides an understanding of the editing process that A Course in Miracles has undergone. We are indebted to Robert Perry for his contribution to the glossary and the earlier versions and the editing of A Course in Miracles, which are included as appendices to the text in this edition. We have sought to emulate his high standards of care and scholarship in preparing this book. Finally, we would be remiss were we to fail to acknowledge the selfless support provided to the Society by its members and others. From its earliest days, the work of the Society has been enabled by generous financial support provided by many individuals whose only benefit has been the satisfaction of fostering the circulation of the sacred writing in the world. Publication of this edition, in particular, has been underwritten by a substantial grant from a member who wishes to remain anonymous. In addition, we want to acknowledge the important contributions that have been made by a course teacher and member of our society, Armando Bronze, who has provided insightful editorial assistance throughout the process of bringing this edition to print. To those supporters, we extend a sincere thank you. We are most grateful. And I'll go ahead and read the introduction, and we'll probably end that here, and then next video will be book 1, or chapter 1, I guess. Introduction. This is A Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you may elect what you want to take at a given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but that is all-encompassing, can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. So if you want to end it there, that's the whole course basically. But yeah, usually takes a little more noggin grinding for it to sink in. So anyways, I hope you enjoy this journey. It's quite a long book, like I said. Just it's like 600 pages long, so this is going to be quite a few videos. But we'll go ahead and get started, and hopefully somebody finds some peace out of this. All right. I love you, and I want to hope you have an excellent rest of your day.